The MAGA meltdown over Bad Bunny headlining the Super Bowl halftime show is not letting up anytime soon. The NFL's decision drawing the ire of major right-wing commentators and influencers, and Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem now confirming ICE agents will be in Santa Clara.
Yeah, we'll be all over that place. And we're going to enforce the law. So I think people should not be coming to the Super Bowl unless they're law-abiding Americans who love this country.
Well, joining me now is our friend Dominic Patton, executive editor for Deadline Hollywood. So, Dominic, you report ICE agents will be on the ground to harass the halftime show. And then we just heard Secretary Noem say, yep, agents are going to be there. What is fueling her position, and what is the reaction to her threats?
Ultimately, I think it comes down to three things from the MAGA world and the Department of Homeland Security Secretary. One, clearly a hatred of capitalism, because Bad Bunny is a big star and he's going to make a lot of money for the NFL because a lot of people are going to watch his halftime show at the Super Bowl. Secondly, ignorance. They might want to remember that Puerto Rico is part of America. And secondly, that Bad Bunny is one of the most popular artists in the entire world. And third, I think there's a little bit of a loser syndrome. You know, Bad Bunny recently, after completing a 40-show residency in Puerto Rico, said that he wasn't going to bring his world tour to the United States because he was worried that ICE agents would try to arrest some of his fans and swarm the arenas he was in. That clearly got under the skin of the Trump administration for someone flipping them the bird, essentially. And then the NFL, which it turns out is too big to bully. They and Jay-Z, who put on the halftime show with his Rock Nation, well, to quote a Jay-Z song, "Dirt off my shoulders," decided that they weren't going to be told what to do. MAGA, as you saw there with the Homeland Security Secretary, have determined that only law-abiding real Americans can come to the Super Bowl. They clearly don't know who watched the Super Bowl. It's everyone. It's a bad move. And interestingly, Alex, the White House, the press secretary of the White House said, actually, we don't have any plans for ICE people to be at the Super Bowl any more than we would at any other event. So a little bit of a kneecapping there.
So the NFL has not responded to the online outrage. Noem did have a harsh message. Listen to this.
They suck, and we'll win, and God will bless us, and we'll stand and be proud of ourselves at the end of the day, and they won't be able to sleep at night because they don't know what they believe, and they're so weak.
Yeah, they're so weak. So will the controversy impact viewership, do you think, of the halftime show next year? And what message is the NFL sending choosing Bad Bunny? Do you think the NFL anticipated the backlash?
I think the NFL don't care, Alex. The NFL are the NFL. They're the biggest game in town, literally and figuratively. I think this idea that the NFL are weak, well, people who talk like that maybe be showing their own weakness. The NFL, Donald Trump and MAGA have tried to break the NFL a number of times. Sometimes they've succeeded in crushing a bone or two. But in this case, and I think it's important to remember, this isn't just the NFL. This is Jay-Z and his Rock Nation, and I believe Apple Music support the NFL halftime Super Bowl show. They've decided they want the biggest artists. Big Bunny is one of the biggest artists. And being that Taylor Swift is an unlikely participant this year, for nothing else than she's marrying a major NFL player, Bad Bunny is a great decision. But let's also not be naive. The NFL and Jay-Z knew exactly what they were doing. They decided to poke the paper bear, and they did a very good job at it.
Sure did. As did you, coming on the show as always, my friend. Thank you so much, Dominic Patton.